Did you know that no NFL player caught more passes in the 1990s than wide receiver Tim Brown? With 860 receptions in that decade alone, his legacy is unmatched. Welcome everybody to our video today. We will explore the extraordinary legacy of Tim Brown and how he redefined the wide receiver position for the Raiders. In this video, we're going to explore his strategies, study his statistics, and understand his undeniable influence on future generations of wide receivers. So get ready as we rewind the clock to understand the fascinating journey of this legendary player. The story of Tim Brown's extraordinary career traces back to its origins to the University of Notre Dame, where he emerged as an electrifying talent, winning the Heisman Trophy award in 1987. Brown's unique blend of speed, agility, and raw power made him an irresistible prospect. He was the cherry on top of the cake in the 1988 NFL Draft, and the Los Angeles Raiders didn't waste any time selecting him 6th overall, beginning a memorable journey. At the outset, Brown was primarily a kick returner. His great footwork and uncanny ability to find spaces were already noticeable. However, it was his switch to the wide receiver position later in his career that would change his career. His transition wasn't simply a positional change, it was the dawn of an era that would see Tim Brown redefine the role and expectations of a wide receiver. His rookie season might have been quiet by his later standards, but it was only a prelude to the symphony of success that was to come. Brown quickly gained recognition for his exceptional route running, becoming a human highlight reel on the field. He developed into one of the league's most reliable targets, a player who would consistently catch the ball in tight coverage and turn potential losses into significant gains. The consistency he demonstrated game after game was a testament to his dedication and relentless work ethic. It wasn't just about his natural talent, but the way he shaped and refined his skills that made him stand out. He was often the first player on practice fields and the last one to leave. His commitment to excellence became an outstanding quality for him as a player. The early years of Tim Brown's career laid the groundwork for the fantastic football player that he would eventually become. From his drafting into the NFL to his rise as one of the most influential wide receivers the game has ever seen, the start of Tim Brown's journey was as captivating as it was inspiring. His story is a testament to the limitless potential within every player waiting to be unlocked. Tim Brown started to revolutionize the wide receiver position in ways that no one had before envisioned as he grew accustomed to his new position. The role of a wide receiver traditionally was straightforward: run the routes, find the gaps, and catch the ball. But for Tim Brown, this was just a starting point. He saw the role as a canvas, and with each game he painted it with his innovative style, fundamentally reshaping the way the position was perceived and played. His route running was more than just speed and precision, it was a masterclass in strategy and manipulation. He understood defenses like a chess player understands the board, always thinking several moves ahead. He had an uncanny ability to perceive the tiniest weaknesses in the opposition's defense and exploited them with his sharp cuts and change of direction, leaving defenders scrambling. Tim Brown's catching ability was nothing short of excellent as well. Tim Brown's hands were as reliable as they come. He had one of the best attention levels and hand-eye coordinations in the game, making him one of the most reliable receivers in the game. Now let's talk about some of his great achievements as a football player. The first one, he reached an incredible milestone, 1,000 career receptions. During a Monday Night Football game on December 2nd, 2002, when the Jets returned to the Oakland Coliseum, Tim Brown added another glorious moment to his career with 8 catches in the game. It was his 4th reception that became the 1,000th catch of his remarkable career. Although it was a modest 6-yard gain, the significance of the milestone cannot be overstated. The catch set up the next play, allowing future Hall of Famer Jerry Rice to score. The Raiders held on to win the game 26-20, providing them with even more reason to celebrate. This win propelled them on the path to clinching the AFC West title, which eventually led Tim Brown to his first and only Super Bowl appearance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Reflecting on this achievement, Tim Brown recalls not being the primary receiver on that play, Despite it not being the flashy play he had envisioned, he expressed immense satisfaction in reaching this huge milestone. The second milestone is an emotional milestone for him, celebrating his 100th touchdown pass. In his final season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tim Brown found himself facing his beloved Raiders. As fate would have it, his last game as a visitor took place in Oakland, and despite Tampa Bay losing the game 30-20, Tim Brown showcased his enduring skills with 4 catches for 41 yards, ultimately scoring his final touchdown in the National Football League. Tim Brown recalls this moment as one of the most oddest touchdowns that he's ever scored in his 27-year football career. Unsure of how to react, he experienced a mix of emotions. But when he moved to the sidelines, he couldn't help but relax a little bit more as he took into the incredible sight of so many Raiders fans standing up and roaring for him and cheering him on. It was a memorable and touching conclusion to his extraordinary career. Tim Brown also just dominated the game with the Raiders. He had exceptional stats in the silver and black. During the Raiders clash with the Jets on October 24th, 1999, Tim Brown showcased his explosive speed, contributing to their 24-23 victory. Tim Brown was the fastest player on the field that day. He had a great game. He caught 11 out of 13 passes that were thrown to him for a career high 190 yards. He had a fantastic game. Notably, he caught a 45-yard touchdown pass from Rich Gannon and contributed significantly to a crucial 2-minute drill that resulted in a game-winning touchdown drive by gaining 53 yards. Reflecting on this outstanding performance, Brown humbly expressed his satisfaction, acknowledging that everything seemed to flow effortlessly for him that day. Another great moment was an unstoppable comeback, soaring beyond the Kansas City Chiefs on December 9, 2001 during an iconic matchup in the enduring and exhilarating rivalry with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders emerged victorious with a close score of 28-26. Part of that win was owed to Tim Brown's jaw-dropping performance at the age of 35. Tim Brown showcased his timeless athleticism by returning a punt for a spectacular 88-yard touchdown in the early part of the third quarter. This play not only secured the win but also solidified his reputation as a multifaceted player, proving that his return skills were just as exceptional as his abilities as a wide receiver. Also, we're going to take it back to him winning the Heisman Trophy, just a phenomenal achievement for him at such a young age. Tim Brown achieved the ultimate honor by winning the Heisman Trophy award in 1987. During that amazing season, Tim Brown showed how versatile and fast he could be by catching 39 passes for 846 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns. Additionally, he also demonstrated his dynamic skills as a runner, rushing for 144 yards and 1 touchdown on 34 rushing attempts. Not to mention his exceptional punt return ability was on display, contributing to 3 touchdowns to cap off his stellar Heisman winning season. And last but not least, a very underrated stat and achievement from him was his streak of 9 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Tim Brown's overall consistency as a wide receiver was just unmatched, unparalleled. His combining speed, agility, and reliable hands that made him such a formidable threat in the National Football League that from the 1993 NFL season onwards, he embarked on an incredible streak of 9 consecutive seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards, averaging about 1,200 yards per season, and consistently hauling in at least 75 catches each year. Tim Brown's exceptional route running and remarkable catching abilities solidified his place among the league's elite. And mind you, he did this without having, one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league at that time. Just imagine if he would have been in the same situation as a guy like Jerry Rice. I think definitely Tim Brown is a very underrated player when it comes to the NFL history. Some can even make the argument that he's one of the most underrated players of all time. But this remarkable record is just a testament to his unmatched talent, his consistency, and the exceptional durability he had for the Raiders. And Tim Brown's exceptional career was adorned with numerous awards and accolades that showcase his excellence and impact on the game. He earned 9 Pro Bowl selections, highlighting his consistent dominance and recognition by his peers and fans. Tim Brown's remarkable skills and contributions were further acknowledged with 3 first-team All-Pro honors, solidifying his place among the elite in the National Football League. The Pro Football Hall of Fame's induction of him further cemented his reputation and recognized his outstanding accomplishments and contributions to the wide receiver position. These honors and recognitions attest to the Browns' ongoing influence and his position as one of the finest wide receivers to play the gridiron in the history of the National Football League. But it's clear that his influence is still alive in the modern game, whether it's in the form of route running or his great catches. Tim Brown's legacy, especially with the Raiders, is unmatched. And as I mentioned earlier, he's definitely one of those receivers that you can make a case he could potentially be one of the most underrated players in NFL history. Just the consistency, the ability to continue to produce, not only in the catching game, he's also a threat in the punt game. Really just an outstanding legacy and one of the great legends of the Raiders organization. But if you learned something new from this video and you enjoyed the content, make sure to like the video. Anybody that's new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for future videos just like this one. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.